Hello. Good evening, morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Inside the Video Store. Welcome to Snips Movies, one of the last remaining movie rental stores in the UK, chock full of, ready for it, 21,000 films. Yep, we've broken another landmark number. We had 20,000, I think, in the last week of December. And now we're on 21,000 in the first week of it. That's 1,000 films in 3 months. We need to slow down. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be full. We'll be full by the end of the year. Crazy numbers, but such good films have come in. And as I said in the past, I have spent the last couple of years just filling in the blanks from previous year's releases. Like I said, back in COVID times, it was a bit rough here. It was a bit rough, as it was for many people. So I was prevented from getting many of the new releases coming out because the budget just wouldn't stretch that far. But now, things are a lot better, vastly better. So I have a bit of flexibility. I can catch up on stuff that I've missed out on in past years, past months, and you'll see some of that today. I hope you're well, though. Anyway, I hope you're well. I hope you had a good Easter weekend. It was good here. It's good here, despite the bank holiday, despite being closed. Easter Sunday, it was still a very good week. And this week started well, despite the good weather, despite the kids' holidays. It's still been a strong Monday and Tuesday, which is what you want, because sometimes in the warmer weather you get a bit twitchy. You get a bit twitchy in the warmer weather. You think, well, do people want to sit inside, draw the curtains, and watch movies? Well, quite frankly, I couldn't think of anything better. But people are weird. They like to go outside and do stupid things like that. So what do we got today? Well, it's pretty much the same as we have every single week. We have the new releases, which is a very decent stack of films. We have some what's in the box. We have some films on loan. And then tomorrow I'm going to come back and just fill in a few blanks because I have a stack of mail next door at the fruit shop in with the apples and pears. And so yeah, I'll add that into this week's show at the end, as well as your comments as well. So we'll do it 2 halves as well, but I think it works quite well, to be honest, and saves me from an extended session on Wednesday, as it is. It is 6 p.m. It's the end of a long day. I've been out and about, as always, and listening to the latest PCP episode, Pure Cinema Podcast, one of my favourite podcasts. And they've been picking some movies from this. Ooh, there's me top. This great beast, the Psychotronic Encyclopedia of Film, Michael Weldon's book. It's an amazing piece of work. 3,000, as it says, 3,000 of the wildest movies ever made. And it does, all those crazy films out there like Frankenstein. No, but many of these, of course, they do retain a psychotronic edge, but many have come into sort of mainstream cult cinema. But there are still many films in here that are just wild and crazy, like Flesh and Fantasy, The Flesh Eaters, Flesh Feast, and things like that. So that there are still, despite the fact that many of these films have now become almost mainstream with lavish Blu-ray and 4K editions, there are still some really cool films in here that it would be great to dig up. So I thoroughly recommend this book. It goes for crazy money on eBay. But if you ever see it, pick it up, because that does have some great inspiration. But I thought, what I want to know is, what are your favorite go-to books like this? Anyone still have books like this with the advent of the internet? Does anyone still have a reference book that they go to for a bit of inspiration? If so, let me know what you like. I love books like this. I love leafing through. I've got loads in the back. Why don't we dig those out maybe next week, and we can have a look through some of those. I love stuff like this because the internet is great, but I don't know. Again, you've got to pick out the right search terms to find what you want or what you don't want, or just general inspiration, as well as fighting through a whole stack of adverts and pop-ups and what have you. So it's great just to get a book, open it, and think, ooh, frogs, which I have on Blu-ray. Framer, ooh, which I have on Blu-ray. But yeah, some good stuff here. So yeah, what's your favorite reference book that you go to for a bit of inspiration if you've got nothing kind of pending on your watch list? Let me know about that. I would be interested to find out. Okie dokie. Right, let's have a look at these new releases then. Because it was a pretty, as I explained a couple of weeks back, it's a pretty weird situation, to be honest, because it's the first week of the month, traditionally a very quiet week. And I thought, well, I've got my budget. Obviously, I have a weekly spend budget, what I can afford to spend on stock. And, there's only a couple of contemporary releases out and maybe one or two boutiques. I've got, 100 quid spare. What can I catch up on? And so I decided to catch up on a few films that some of which I only have on DVD and some of which had special editions out last year, the end of last year, which was crazy for the volume of stuff coming out. So I thought, well, I couldn't necessarily, a couple of 4Ks here that I just couldn't extend to in November, December, when it was really, really hectic for new releases. So I thought, well, I'll put them down and I'll catch up on a quieter week. So here we are. Let's see what we got anyway. This is what we got in the contemporary releases. There's 3 contemporary releases out this week. The big one, of course, is the latest film in the franchise, the latest film in that mega franchise that we all love. It's the new Predator movie. There we go, the new Predator movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as an alien hunter arrives on Earth and taking down a gang of warlords, and it becomes a folk hero to the oppressed locals. Yeah, you're not stupid, are you? This is the latest Asylum movie, Predator Wastelands. I actually did take it home last night, but I didn't get around to watching it because I was watching Sister Street Fighter 2. But I like to check in on the Asylum from time to time and just see what they're up to. And I have a lot of fun with that company. And then movies do rent out from time to time, despite the fact I have an inordinately large amount of space devoted to them, which is just offensively large. So yeah, we'll take a look at this. But yeah, Predator Wastelands, the new movie from the Asylum, not renting out in a video store near you. But yeah, quite cool. Quite cool. The big title of the week is, of course, this one by Josh Safdie. It is Marty Supreme. Didn't do so at the Oscars, I don't think. I think it got passed over for many of the key awards, but still, it got a fair few nominations. Timothée Chalamet is in this one, as well as Gwyneth Paltrow, and Abel Ferrara, and Fran Drescher is in this movie as well. Chalamet stars as Marty, a silver-tongued hustler with a dream that no one respects, which is to be a world champion table tennis player. Sounds great. I've not seen it. I know many of you have, and many of you love it to bits. But yeah, I can't wait to see that. So I shall see that ASAP. This is the new film by Hugh Jackman, is it? Well, it's got Craig. It's got Hugh Jackman. It's a film by Craig Brewer. I stand corrected. I thought Hugh Jackman directed it, but he didn't. He stars in it alongside Kate Hudson, Michael Imperiolone, Fisher Stevens, and Jim Belushi. It is Song Blue. Based on a true story, it follows 2 down-on-their-luck musicians who prove that it's never too late to find love and follow your dreams. Neil Diamond tribute band is involved in this, and who doesn't love a bit of Neil Diamond? Who doesn't love a bit of Neil Diamond? So yeah, I shall be checking out this one at some point this week. No one's rented any of these out, which I don't really care about, because that's fine, but I'm still collecting them. It is the Children's Film Foundation collection. This is volume 6, another 9 feature films from the CFF. If you don't know, the Children's Film Foundation began post-war, I think it was, and started making, 55, 60-minute features to go on matinees and like B Pictures and things like that. And a lot of the time they wound up on the BBC as well. This is the 6th volume. As I say, 9 features that straddle the whole 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And they're great. They are really, really good. I've got the other 5 volumes just down here behind me, and I thoroughly recommend them. You know, they're easy watching, short, and they're just fun. They're just fun, innocent entertainment from a different period that's kind of quaint, and dare I use the word, I shall use the word, nostalgic, if you're into that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the CFF Bumper Box Volume 6, which features 9 films on 3 DVDs. 2 from Arrow this week. We have Wandering Ginza Butterfly. We have Meiko Kaji back again. We will mention her later. Here, she teamed up with the future Sister Street Fighter director Kazuhiko Yamaguchi for a diptych, good word, of gambling, deception, and violence set on the mean streets of 1970s Tokyo. It is Wandering Ginza Butterfly and its sequel, Shikat Gambler. Shikat Gambler. Great stuff. Yeah, I love Meiko Kaji to bits. I've been looking at a few of her films over the last couple of days, and yeah, I can't wait to have a look at these. Great popping cover there as well, which is cool. From John Schlesinger. We have The Day of the Locust, written by Waldo Salt, who wrote Midnight Cowboy. Himself a victim of the 1950s McCarthy-era blacklist. This is kind of a bitter critique of Tinseltown's empty promises and the lost souls who have been cheated by them. It sounds great. I mean, look at the cast in this. Donald Sutherland, Karen Black, William Atherton, Burgess Meredith, Geraldine Page, Richard Dysart, music by John Barry. I mean, wow. Mega. I love these old Hollywood movies. So yeah, that's a great release. Good stuff. So that's all the newbies. Let's have a quick look at the catch-ups. And there's 5 altogether in the catch-ups. Let me just wet my whistle. And it's a mix of 4K UHD and Blu-ray. I think we have 4 4K UHDs here. Obviously, when they came out in October, November, December, they were 35 quid, and my budget couldn't stretch to that. So this month is far more easier to pick those up. Now, Arrow, of course, announced a whacking great Jackie Chan box set a few days back. Anyone getting that? I mean, it's a fair few quid, isn't it? 140 quid, or I think maybe 160, 180 on 4K UHD on in a different edition. It's only available on 4K UHD, which is kind of a bit of a grimace for me, because it's really going to only appeal to a minority of customers. And it's not. I wouldn't say it's Jackie Chan's greatest hits, but hey, it is an interesting box set. I've picked up these from 88 though. This one, Heart of Dragon, I've only had on DVD before, so this is a great upgrade. Plus the fact that 88 are doing dual format, and we have Blu-ray and a 4K UHD disc in here for Heart of Dragon, where it starts with Sammo Hung. Oh yeah, a great partnership, and I love these hard boxes that 88 do. So classy. And speaking of 88, I have my complimentary copies of Strip to Kill and Sorority House Massacre coming in tomorrow. So we will do a competition. I might do it at the end of the show, actually. So keep watching for that. I might do it at the end of the show. But yeah, that's Heart of Dragon. Also on 4K UHD and Blu-ray is Dragon Lord. Again, another title that I only had in on DVD. So that's an excellent upgrade. Dual format, and a lavish set that just is fantastic. And you get 3 different cuts of the movie here. You get the Hong Kong. It sounds like a porno. Hong Kong theatrical cut, 91-minute English export cut, and the 103-minute extended cut as well. So 88 are really doing some fantastic work with these Jackie Chan movies. And third out of 3 in the Jackie Chans is Snake and Crane, Art of Shaolin. This is just a Blu-ray upgrade, but this is a title that I didn't have in here at all. This one's from 1978. Kind of early in Jackie Chan's career. And it's helmed by Chen Chihua, who also did the Jackie Chan film Shaolin Wooden Men. So yeah, another great hard box, another great edition, great artwork, great everything, to be honest. Like I say, I love those 88 hard boxes. Also from 88, now this one I missed completely. I think they released it the week before Christmas. And sometimes, due to the madness of everything in the build-up to Christmas, it is easy to miss a few titles. But thankfully, that's what rewards that dogged determination, where you go back and look and look and look and look at lists of releases. And this is Saga of the Phoenix. Saga of the Phoenix, which blends martial arts, creatures, and wild practical effects. And another great 80s piece of Hong Kong magic. There we go. Looks fantastic. Saga of the Phoenix. And finally, nearly caught up with all the Hammer restorations. This is another one. Slight decrease in price this week. It's Blood Orange. Blood Orange. Again, I love these Hammer sets. Dual format once more. 4K UHD and Blu-ray. And yeah, Tom Conway. Tom Conway stars in this. Sounds great. Just a detective mystery, murder mystery, detective mystery. 1950, blah, 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 53. So yeah, again, classy edition, classy piece of work, classy artwork. Looking good. Right, we've been going about 17 minutes. Let's whip through the on loans for this week, and then we'll be done shortly. Really pleased to see this renting out. Hasn't been out in an age, and I love this film. I think it's so good. It's a Japanese story, it is. Japanese story. It's directed by Sue Brooks. It's an Australian film. Toni Collette is just unbelievable in this film. It's kind of a love story. It's kind of a love letter to the Australian wilderness. Yeah, it's just a beautiful film. As far as I know, it's only have had a DVD release in this country. It's not the most popular title by any means. I think it's a decade since I last rented it out. But I'm so pleased to see someone renting it, because I think it's a gorgeous film, and it deserves a bit of attention. Comes from 2003, that one. One of my new customers, a new customer, is on a Burt Reynolds bender this week. It rented 3 Burt Reynolds movies, and I thought I would highlight that one. Hooper, one of my favorite Burt Reynolds films, directed by Hal Needham, the great stuntman. I love it because it's that kind of window. To me, this would make a great double bill with The Stuntman, the Richard Rich film that came in from Transmission a few weeks back. It's that window into what goes on the set of some films. And it stars mainly stuntmen as well. I think it was written by stuntmen. And it's just really cool. Jan Michael Vincent is in this. Sally Field, of course, is in this, and it's just a great movie, and really does show Burt Reynolds doing something that he's really passionate about. I know he's really fond of the men involved in the stunt world. Now, here's a film that as I don't think it's ever rented out, and it's been in stock for over 20 years. I don't know why they picked it, but still, just one of those life-affirming moments when something goes out that you think will never ever go out. It is called The Thing About My Folks. You ever heard of it? Ever heard of it? Nope. It's from 2007. So yeah, 19 years was the last time it went out. And it's just a great, lovely, it's kind of family drama. It's kind of melodrama, but family and yeah, just it's like a wholesome thing about families and relationships and things like that. And it's a great film. You got Peter Falk in the lead role. Olympia Dukakis is in it. Elizabeth Perkins is in it, and Paul Reiser as well. And I think it's great. Just one of those films that just exists in the corner of the store and no one ever really notices it. But it is a very, very good film, and I'm glad to see someone will be watching it this weekend. This is one of my customers who gets here from across the water in Liverpool. They're heading home because they don't live locally. They're heading home for Easter to visit their parents, and they wanted to watch a film with their father. And so they decided on Island of Lost Souls on Blu-ray, which I think is a really, really classy pick. And it's always great to see a film like this go out from 1932. It's not all class, though. Sharkenstein has rented out. Yep, Mark is at it again. Mark renting Mark. Mark Polonia, that is. I like this film. It's one of my favorite Mark Polonia films. But maybe that says something about me. But it's great to see Mark Polonia renting out, and Sharkenstein is good fun. Also, I mean, this is, look at that, classy or what? Selected works by Andrea Luca Zimmerman. Selection of vital works from filmmaker, artist, and cultural activist Andrea Luca Zimmerman, the first director to be shortlisted for both the Grierson and Jarman Awards. Situated between documentary and fiction, this is a 5-hour, 10-hour compilation of many, many short films. Great. Just great, great stuff. Someone's going to have a wild time with those. Nathan is on a bit of a Roy Anderson kick, so it's really cool to see these Renaissance films going out again. He rented Songs from the Second Floor last week, and he was completely besotted with it, so he's come back in this week for You the Living. Roxy and Paddy are on a Fred Olen Ray kick. This week they've taken Possessed by the Night, which is this film. This is called Possessed by the Night, but in Germany it's been released on Blu-ray as Evil Watcher. It's great fun. You have Fred Olen Ray directing, you have Gary Graver photographing, and you have Shannon Tweed starring. Shannon Tweed, Chad McQueen, and Henry Silver. Wow, what a cast. Cube, always good to see. I love this film to bits. Really do love this film. I'm tempted to see the sequels again at some point. I really should. I know they're not great, but I'm still tempted. But yeah, Cube's gone out, which is brilliant. This really does need a lavish restoration, in my opinion. It would be great. Such a brilliant, underrated film. And finally, it is The Last Picture Show. The Last Picture Show. A disappointment when it came out, in all honesty, on Criterion, the American Criterion, I think, came with Nashville as well as a bonus feature. The British edition doesn't, unfortunately, which is a shame because Nashville is Texasville, which is a real shame because Texasville is nigh on impossible to get over here, which is annoying, but still, there we go. Last Picture Show rounds out this week's what's been renting, and finally we'll just spend 5 minutes whipping through the first half of what's in the box. And like I say, we had the Arrow video sale. I had a bit of time on Thursday when the Arrow video sale was announced, and I thought, right, I'm going to go through these line by line. So they had 500 titles in the sale, and I thought, right, let's go through these one by one by one, double checking what's in stock, what's not in stock, what I have, what I don't have, just to check off some films that I should really have on Blu-ray. And I think I got a good mix, to be honest. Mentioned it before, Michael Kaji didn't have these two sets, which was criminal. Both Stray Cat Rock, which is a brilliant set of all 5 Stray Cat Rock films, and this, I mean, I've had them on DVD for 20 years, but how could I not get that upgrade to Blu-ray? The Female Prisoner Scorpion collection, all 4 movies. Yeah, just essential. And there we go. Female Prisoner Scorpion. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I might watch another one of those tonight. Like I say, I took home Sister Street Fighter last night. I'm just on a Japanese kick at the moment. So yeah, that would be cool. Might take that. Had this on DVD for quite some time, but Paul Mazursky doesn't get much attention, so I thought let's upgrade that to Blu-ray. It is, of course, Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. Yeah, Paul Mazursky, really, really great director, but not very well represented in the UK on physical media. Similarly with, I've forgotten his name. My guy, one of my heroes, and I've forgotten his name. Eating Raoul, Paul Bartel. Paul Bartel, so many of his films you cannot get here at all. Yeah, in the US, they got great little kino sets, which was frustrating. One of the films that I get asked for most of all, not asked for, but people rent it and say, why haven't you got this on Blu-ray? It's The Lighthouse. Yeah, Robert Eggers' film. I thought, about time, let's get this on Blu-ray. Here it is. At last. Really, at last. More Asian cinema. We have a threesome from Takashi Miike. This is his Black Society trilogy, which compromises of 3 movies. What have we got here? We have Rainy Dog. We have Ley Lines. And we have Shinjuku Triad Society, which vary from 1995 to 1999. Yeah, there we go. Early Takashi Miike. And finally, in the Arrow sale, had to get this, another upgrade. Trying to pick up a few of Kim Ji-woon's films on Blu-ray because they're just renting out so well. So I've got my eye on I'm a Cyborg. That's on loan at the moment. I thought there was Park Chan-wook, isn't it? Yeah, Bittersweet Life. Anyway, Tale of Two Sisters. I thought, yeah, that's such a regular renter. Let's get it on Blu-ray. So here it is. Finally, 2 to go. We have, as you know, you may not know, here, I have a seduction cinema section with 16 seduction cinema classics. Erotic Witch Project, Gladiator Eroticus, all the big hitters. And I'm just trying to tick off the final few. This is a collection I've wanted to own for 20 years since I saw these coming into Blockbuster when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. More, 25 years. And I've nearly got the full set. And here's another one. It is, of course, the wonderful Misty Monday. And it is Dr. Jekyll and Mistress Hyde. Wonderful. Dr. Jekyll and Mistress Hyde. Fantastic. Another one. So pleased. No one rents them, but hey, I don't care. I'm just glad to hear. And finally, making a section very, very shortly for this immense director. It is Mia Hansen-Løve. One film I didn't have of hers was this one. It is Eden. Here we are. Looks like a great film, great soundtrack, Daft Punk, The Orb, Frankie Knuckles style council. So yeah, this looks great. So that will go just in my new Mia Hansen-Løve section. Just waiting for a new edition of something on Blu-ray to come in. Don't know what it was. Ordered it last night, but I'll upgrade that one. Sounds good. Right. That's the first half done. So we'll see you tomorrow. With a few more new arrivals, and we'll go through the comments. And we're back. 24 hours later. couple of points of interest that have developed in the last day or so. Thank you so much to Jack. Jack is a lovely customer of mine who comes in with his brother Sam. Um, Jack lives in Manchester, so he sometimes comes home to visit family and then takes 6 films or whatever back to Manchester and posts them back. This last lot, he might have had a little bit too long, but he included in his parcel back a book for me, which I'm really, really, really thrilled about. It is Cliff Twalmlow's The Pike, the novel. For those of you who don't know, Cliff Twalmlow was a Mancunian filmmaker, a Mancunian man, no less. And Severin put out his box set last year. It's a wonderful box set full of very dubious films. One of the films he was going to make was The Pike, but alas, it never happened. John Collins was going to be in it, but unfortunately, the financiers or financiers even ran into difficulty. But yeah, just really pleased to have this book, which is really, really cool, and we shall see how what it's like. Exciting. So that's very nice indeed. A bit on to Ryan Verrill today, who of course runs the Disc Connected. He informs me that issue 28 of the Physical Media Advocate is ready to ship. So I just put my order in. I've doubled the amount of copies that I got last month because I sold out in 2 weeks. So if you want a copy, saving, let me know, because they will go pretty quickly inside a week or so. I know one person over the weekend was disappointed, which was a shame. So that's pretty cool as well. One thing I also forgot to mention last week, because I know it might have been last week, might have been a week before, I mentioned about the thin-spined network releasing films. Obviously network, but went bust a few years back. And some of those films are really, really hard to get. And so mentioning them to you, I thought, well, what am I missing from that collection? It turned out that I was missing quite a few volumes of British comedy classics from the 1930s. I know, it's your favourite collection of movies, but I filled in all those blanks. So here we are. We have volume 1 to 12 of British comedies of the 1930s, volume 1 to 12. Great stuff. You know, films that have never ever been shown since their original release. Maybe an appearance on TV. But all the classics are there. All the classics are there. You know, people like George Formby and well, you can imagine. All the films are, you know, 60, 70 minutes, 45 minutes from 1930. And yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool because I know these films, there's 2 films on each set, and I know that they will never, ever get a release on any other format. So there's these 2 dozen films. Really pleased to have them. And yeah, they are going in the thin-spined network collection. I will put them there tomorrow morning. And also, I also filled in the few blanks I had for British musicals of the 30s. I know, it's your favourite line. The 6 volumes of this, there are 4 films on each volume. But there we go, 6 volumes of British musicals of the 1930s. And yeah, they're an acquired taste. But hey, again, you know, 24 musicals from the 1930s that will probably never be seen on any other format. So yeah, very cool. So that's that. That's a catch up on the network collection. A few bits came in today, as I mentioned at the start of the show. This is one of them. Someone, I don't know why, they might have been on a Christian Bale kick. They rented Equilibrium. Fair film, to be honest. And they said, well, have you got Reign of Fire? And I haven't even thought about this film for quite some time. When did it come out? Probably 20 years ago. But yeah, Reign of Fire with Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale. And here we are. You have an ex-rental copy that I brought in. And it's, previewed only $17.99. I did not pay that much for it. What have we got advertised on here? We have Insomnia, Signs, Spy Kids 2. So yeah, we're talking 2002, aren't we? So yeah, just over 20 years. Reign of Fire. I wonder if anyone else will rent it, but still a nice little film to have. What else is coming today? Well, quite a few bits, to be honest. We have an upgrade, another upgrade to Park Chan-wook. We have Decision to Leave, which for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't get it on Blu-ray originally. I only had the DVD. But I've also today upgraded a few other bits that's coming in the next few days, which is an upgrade to I'm a Cyborg, an upgrade to Joint Security JSA. What was it? Joint Security. What's it? Joint Security Area. And there's one other that Mother. It was the Bong Joon-ho film, which I only had in on DVD. So that's some more upgrades that are due in, and we should have those next week. Ordered another 2 Jackie Chan films as well that originally came out through Eureka Classics, but they are on the cusp of going out of print, in my opinion. And that's City Hunter and Wheels on Meals, so they'll be in tomorrow. So it means that the Jackie Chan section gets a nice new refresh ahead of The Protector, which is coming out from 88 Films on Blu-ray and 4K UHD on the 4th of May. So yeah, Decision to Leave. I like to focus on a specific director from time to time. Obviously, obviously I mentioned about 10 minutes ago. Or, well, in my eyes, it was 24 hours ago. But in your eyes, it was 10 minutes ago. It was the Mia Hansen-Love section, which I've created a tag for it today. And it will sit just next to her partner, Olivier Assayas. Seems sensible. Now I've moved on to Robert Altman, who I'm missing quite a few bits from, to be honest. It's quite frustrating. And still many things that I need to pick up. A Cold Day in the Park, for example, which I've ordered. I've ordered the Arrow Academy edition, but for some reason there's some kind of shipping issue that seems to be preventing it from coming, which is annoying. 3 Women is the bane of my life. I was involved in an auction bidding thing for 3 Women a few days back, but they just bid sky high, and it just out of my range, unfortunately. But I have got an upgrade to this, which is my most popular Rob Altman film, McCabe and Mrs. Miller. So that's in on Blu-ray now, which is important because McCabe and Mrs. Miller rents a number of times every single year, which is good. And then these 3 Robert Altman films that I've never had in before, and it's Vincent and Theo with Tim Roth and Paul Reese. So that's pretty cool. Beyond Therapy, which I've never seen before, with Jeff Goldblum and Glenda Jackson. And also this one, which I don't think was very successful. It was Dr. T and the Women. I don't believe it was very successful, but I can't remember. All I remember is it coming out, 2000, wasn't it? So I don't know what it's like, but anyway, it really does beef up my Altman collection. And if I had 3 Women, I think that would pretty much be every UK released title, which is good. So yeah, that's what's coming today. Oh, and some VHS tapes as well, which is always exciting. In the VHS stakes, we have an Albert Pyun film. As you know, I like to get in a few Albert Pyun films from time to time, mainly because I know that virtually no Albert Pyun films will come out on Blu-ray. I can't see it happening. There is one company in America called Yippee-Ki-Yay or whatever who seem to be putting out Albert Pyun's director's cuts of stuff, but they're not really worth looking into. But hey, this is here, which is Nights, featuring Chris Christopherson and Lance Henriksen, and of course a debut for Kathy Long. So yeah, really pleased to have that. and one of my favourite producers from the 1990s. Well, you will probably know him from his work with David Cronenberg in the 1980s. And that's a guy called Pierre David, a Canadian producer. But by the time the 90s rolled around, he was making some very, very fine TV movies. His best TV movies started with The Paperboy, The Secretary. So here we have Barry Bostwick, good old Barry Bostwick, and James Russo in, this Pierre David produced thriller. And I love these things. Yeah. Oh, The Paperboy, The Neighbor, The Secretary. Always there's something. But yeah, look forward to taking that home and having a look. Cool. So that fills you in with pretty much everything, so I can get those on the shelf tomorrow. And I think all we need to look at is the comments now, which is pretty cool, to be honest. A slightly shorter show than normal. Oh, still no leaks. Touch wood, still no leaks. I don't know if the plumber's been. I think I should have known. But hey, no sign yet, I don't think, but nothing coming through. But the instruction went out for the plumber to arrive. So hey, let's cross our fingers that it stays that way or has been addressed. Who knows? We shall see. Okie dokie. We have comments. First comment is a good comment. It is from Minal. Hi, Minal. Thank you for watching. First time comment from Minal. He says he totally loves the store and he will make his way up there from London one day. That's a bold claim, Minal. Question: what are your thoughts on Tartan Video from the DVD days? I've been buying up some of their releases that never made it further than DVD. And it may take a while. Like Gozu and Visitor Q. Well, it's a really good point, Manal, because I've been looking at that today, quite frankly. Because I didn't think I'm a Cyborg got a Blu-ray release, but it did. It's amazing how many of these Tartan releases did sneak a Blu-ray in before they went bye-bye. But yeah, I love Tartan to bits, and over the years I have tried to pick up as many Tartan releases as possible. You know, some things like these Kim Kuduk films, because I think Kim Kuduk pretty much got cancelled, didn't he? Films like Bad Guy, for example, and well, The Isle. I think The Isle came out from someone. It may have been, I don't know. But also some of the horror films as well, like I'm thinking Phone. I love that cover of Phone. But yeah, that's a great Tartan release. What's that one? Oh yeah, Spider Forest. Spider Forest, I don't think has ever been seen on Blu-ray. But yeah, you're right. And as you say, Visitor Q. Did Visitor Q come out on Blu-ray? Probably not. But there it is. Yeah, the Takashi Miike film. And as you say, Gozu. Essential movies. Absolutely essential movies. And they were a great label. They were arguably Tartan Video were the label that was singly responsible for inspiring so many of us to take a trip into world cinema and Asian cinema. I know without Tartan, I probably wouldn't have discovered so many great Asian films, Asian horror films specifically. The Ring, The Eye, Grudge. I don't think they put out The Grudge, did they? That was Cine Asia. But yeah, such an important label. And you're right, it'd be great to have I wonder if someone's done a definitive list of Tartan Asia releases. That would be cool. If anyone can send me a link to that, then that would be excellent. As I'm sure there are some DVDs out there that would be worth picking up that will never see the light of day again. But hey, we shall see. Okay, moving on. Paul Berryman says the Kevin Connor / Doug McClure films are part of a great imprint Blu-ray box set. Tales of Adventure Collection 9. I love those collections, Paul. And to be honest, if Snips ever got to the next level in terms of busyness, I'd be snapping those up. But they're just, at the moment, the way it stands, they're just out of my price range. they're up to about £100 per set. And they're great sets, but I just can't stretch the budget that far. But it's great that they're coming out. Some of those, and they've just launched a new one, haven't they? Tales of the Wild West. I know Volume 2 has just been announced, and they look like great sets as well. So the only imprint collections I'm picking up are these, which are the TV Movie of the Week collections, which I really, really love, as I am a bit of a TV movie whore. And Volume 4 should be coming in here, hopefully, by the end of the month, I would have thought, which has an O.J. Simpson film in, which is nice. Brick Build, thanks for another great episode, Dave. Thank you, Brick Build, for watching. Roxy says, doing a t-shirt design was a dream. Everyone buy it. And it's true. Roxy and Paddy did a brilliant job on the t-shirt, the latest design. If you want to check it out, there are links below this video to TeePublic if you're in America and Redbubble if you're in the UK. Don't pay full price for the t-shirts or bags or stickers or caps or hoodies or anything. Don't pay full price. Wait for their weekend sales. They normally have a weekend sale every other week where you get 20 or 30 or 40% off. So don't pay full price. Wait for the weekend sales, which come along every so often. Adam Schofield says he went to see The People That Time Forgot 2 times back in the day. A drab film, but I still managed to love it. Thank you, Adam. Goodman de Sterlison says Jimmy McDonough also wrote the Russ Meyer biography, Big Bosoms and Square Jaws, which is one of my favorite biographies. Well written, funny, and insanely entertaining. Yeah, it's another one on my list. I must get. Jimmy, I've only really been aware of Jimmy in recent times, but he's become a favorite person of mine. And again, if I didn't mention it last week, I'll mention it again this week. Please listen to his episode of Supporting Characters, Bill Ackerman's podcast. Brilliant podcast. And Bill Ackerman interviewed Jimmy McDonough for an hour, and it's a fantastic interview. Late night double feature, David. That's me. It's Friday, and your video is like inviting a long distance friend into my home. That's nice. Question: bulletin ahead, John Woo. I'm debating what version to buy: Scream Factory, Arrow, or imprints. I'm leaning towards Arrow. Well, like I said to your late night double feature, for me, it's just an economical reason. Imprint is very, very expensive to import. Scream Factory is region locked. Therefore, Arrow is pretty much my only alternative. John Courtney, what's happening to your TikTok? Those short videos were perfect for short sit-downs in the bathroom. Thank you, John. That's a lovely image, and I appreciate you painting that for me. TikTok, I just get really, really bored of it, to be honest. It was a lot of effort to do a video every single day. You had to do a video every single day, and it was just really boring, and I had a good audience, but it wasn't the same audience that you get on Instagram, which is the perfect audience that's completely married to Snips Movies. TikTok, you tend to get a lot of people who are like, why do people do that? Why are you even there? Why do you even exist? Why are you open? Why do people want to do that? And it's just, that kind of, you tend to get a pushback on TikTok for what you do, and I don't need that. Life's too short. And I thought, well, Instagram will do just fine for me. John Hughes says the documentary, I Think We're Alone Now, is a compelling watch. It is a brilliant documentary that rented out last week. While it's an engaging film, it also evokes a sense of discomfort. The narrative follows two obsessive fans of the pop singer Tiffany and prompts reflection on how I now approach celebrities when I'm meeting them. That's good, John. That's good. It's good. You won't be kidnapping any more celebrities like you're renowned for. Will we get a plumber update? Says Corey. Yes, you've had your plumber update, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping to get a plumber update. An invoice might be nice. Well, wouldn't be nice, but yeah, at least it will know. Dan Turner says, now I have an earworm singing Carlos Tobalina to the tune of Del the Funky Homo Sapiens Mistado Bellina. I don't know what that is, and I'm not going to look it up because I know that that would happen to me. So that's quite crazy. But yes, Carlos Tobalina, Carlos Tobalina, Carlos Tobalina. There you go. Have another dose of earworm, Daniel Turner. Jonah Fish says, I have Flesh and Bullets as part of the 5 films, 5 years Blu-ray set. The movie is baffling but fun. It's a great laugh. It's a great laugh. No one's rented it as well since I mentioned it last week. I probably put people off it, but it's great. It's great. And finally, Adam Schofield says, what's your favourite sandwich, Dave? And I say probably John Montague, the 4th sandwich. Anyway, that's a highbrow joke for you historians out there. Thank you very much for watching. Slightly shorter episode this week by about 5 minutes, which lucky people. I think that's all we have to talk about. So as I say, next week we will have the American imports are coming in next week, which is pretty cool. There's some exciting bits coming in. Another Ilsa movie, another Looney Tunes archive Blu-ray release, and a few other bits that are really, really exciting. I think there's a DVD that Mark has been after as well for some reason, and I can't remember what it is, but I know he was really excited about it. So yeah, that's due in. It's another good week of releases. Slightly quieter week. Only 2 boutiques, which is a Criterion release and a Hammer release. But hey, because the end of the month is crazy, we have 2 back-to-back weeks of craziness. And yeah, that's about it. I'm on a William Bodine kick again, to be honest. I've got about 20 minutes of Bela Lugosi meets the Brooklyn Gorilla to watch, and then I think I'm going to watch The Ape Man. So I'm going to go home and watch some Bela Lugosi and William Bodine flicks, which is kind of cool because they're pretty short and they're really, really good fun. I'm really enjoying it. And it's quite teasing, the fact that I've got so many great films here. I'm going home to watch YouTube for a couple of hours, which is baffling. But hey, if you have an itch, you have to scratch it. Right, that's enough from me. And as always, I will see you in 7 days' time.